Right, so the main aim of this video is to test the shift speed of the new Dura R9150 Dura Di2. You'll have seen our previous video where we tested the 9070, and this is just to compare the two. Now, it's taken me a while to get to this point because when I first installed this, I was not able to communicate with the bike with the eTubes app because Shimano did not release the correct version in time, so I was locked out of the bike. Now the version 3.2 is here, I can now talk to the bike, so that's good. And I've set this to very fast shifting, like the old one was, because by default it's normal, so you need to make it fast. The other thing is that, you remember I showed you that, at the time I thought it was to prevent cross-chaining, but if you come down the block and you get to 9th gear, it won't let you go into 10th or 11th. Now, as I say, I thought that was anti-cross-chaining, but in fact, it will allow you to go biggering and first gear. So it's not really a cross-training thing. What it is, in fact, is the question of this rear derailleur is not as able to take up slack as the previous one. So they're concerned that if you go into 10, 11 on the small ring, there's going to be too much slack in the chain and it could jump off. So that's why they ask you what chain rings you're running, because if your chain rings have too big a gap between them, like for example a 3450, then it won't let you disable this feature. But if you just say that you've got a 3650, which is what I've got actually, then you can disable it and you get all your gears back. So kind of a bit odd, but there it is. And if you want synchro shifting, for the moment you can only have that if you have the front and rear derailleurs as 9150, and at the moment I just have the new one on the back, and this is the old 9070, so I don't have synchro shifting. But to be honest, the synchro shifting thing just doesn't appeal to me at all, so that's not a major concern. Anyway, so let's get down to the speed tests. Okay, so as before, I'm going to try and pedal at about 60 RPM and then just go for a full drop down the block. And let's do the same going back up. Okay, so there we have it. The new 9170 is very similar, within 0.5 of a second in both directions, to the old 9070. So I guess the technology is pretty similar. It's interesting that it's half a second quicker in both cases going up the block than it is going down. I'm not too sure why that is. And it would be interesting to compare this to something like the SRAM ETAP, because there are rumours that it's a little bit slow in the rear cassette. I don't know if that's true. I don't have SRAM ETAP, so if anyone else fancies doing a speed test, it'd be great to see how it measures up with this. And yeah, the next step for this bike is going to be the new RS910 control box in here, which is on its way. So hopefully we'll have that installed soon and we can get rid of this horrible little thing under here. So stay tuned.